My DoorDash people. So, by request, I've had a few people, as you see by the thumbnail, I've had a few people that have requested and reached out to me to actually see if I can do a tips and trick type video for the on-time ratings. I really want to start at this point, only because it's something that we've went through already when we first got this tier program. I was at a top dasher level, and I was telling people to try to get your ratings up before it hits your market while it was top dasher. It was a lot easier back then, because wherever you were with your ratings before the program hit is where you fell into the program ratings wise. So it's always better for you to kind of get ahead, and this runs along the same line. It's exactly what happened last time. People's ratings were in the crapper. They said the ratings didn't matter, blah, blah, blah. And then the tier program came and slammed you right in the face. And then you got put in the appropriate tier level because you didn't care about your ratings, or the ratings didn't matter. And then all of a sudden, everybody had to make a change over some time because they figured out this is the only way I'm gonna make money. Now, granted, if you're barely hanging on and you ain't really caring about doing DoorDash no more, then it's kind of a lost cause at that point. But if you are going to sit here and you are signed up and you continue to sign in and dash for DoorDash, you might as well make the best of it. Like, instead of just getting on and just complaining. But these are gonna be some tips, some things that I can tell you. And I'm telling you this because the simple fact, like I said last time, I was trying to get people prepared and they did not listen. A few people did, but most people did not listen, and then it hit them. So in this case, it's gonna be the same exact thing. When it gets to this new tier program, it's gonna be point-based. It's a point-based system. And you're gonna get X amount of points depending on the level of ratings that you are at. So with that said, you're gonna have 4 or 5 different rating slots that'll give you a certain amount of points that will then determine where you are going to be at tier-wise. So I have explained this before, but these are more just the tips and tricks, things that you can do before then to get your on-time rating up. Your acceptance rating, it's a given. You're gonna accept it or you're not. That I won't even go into that with people because that's just what that is. Your customer service rating, just try to do the best you can in terms of your customer service with the customers. You're gonna have a lot of unruly customers that you're just gonna have to deal with. You're just gonna have to suck it up and just take it or whatever it is. But at this point, I mean, it is what it is. You're the one that can determine that rating depending on how your customer service skills are. But your on-time rating, a lot of people complain that, how can I get my on-time rating up? I have so many that are late. This is an example right here of somebody's on-time rating with the new program. So a couple of places where they have this program running already or beta testing it. This is the rating system points wise that you will see. So you can see where how many ever late it is, this is the X amount of points that you're gonna get that's gonna contribute. And every rating line is gonna give you X amount of points to determine what tier you're in. So it's gonna be slightly different. The only good thing that I will say is that you're no longer going to have to worry about having 100 or 100 plus rotating deliveries done. That's gonna be the one plus, but you're gonna have to fight with keeping these ratings high to stay in that tier. So the rolling part of the deliveries, that's gonna be the best news out of the program. But at the same time, you are going to have to pay attention to these ratings. But the on-time ratings, you said you get X amount of points. The tips and tricks that I can give you right now is the moment that an order comes through to your phone and you accept the order, get your directions button going, get yourself on the road and on the way. Don't lollygag, don't take your time, blah, blah, blah. Be ready to go. When you sign in, be ready to go. Not, I gotta stop and get gas, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But mind you, when you get an order and you accept it, that's the time that you're on the clock with DoorDash in terms of being on time to the merchant. I'm going to put shop and deliver orders aside, because shop and deliver orders do not count for on time to the merchant, to the store, and the delivery drop off time. They don't count. Shop and deliver orders do not count. So if you're one that doesn't really like to do shop and deliver orders, and you only like to pick up merchant orders, all your merchant orders are going to be counted against you in terms of on time and being late and this and that. Where shop and deliver allows you to make X amount of money, and you don't have to worry about being rated in the on-time rating. Now, granted, that won't ever update your merchant side, because all your list of things in your ratings column for your on-time deliveries is all going to be merchant pickups, not shop and delivers. So the only thing with shop and delivers is that you can just make the money that you want to make, but it's not counted against you on-time part. The flip side to that is it does not help your actual on-time rating, because they don't apply that into the ratings figure. Too many variables when it comes to shop and deliver orders. They probably could tag you for getting to the store late or something like that, but they don't even include it. I guess it'd be too complicated to just do the on-time part, but then there is no drop-off rating part, because the variables with grocery shopping, from waiting on customers to reply back to you about substitutes, the long lines, like there's no way for them to determine what time you should be done. They have a range of time that they put, but they just can't count it against you, because what if it's Labor Day weekend and it's long lines, but they're just putting time calculations based on a normal regular day. So that's the reason why they exclude that from the on-time rating. So that's just more for you to just make money. So that's a good thing if you just want to make money and don't want to worry about the on-time rating part. But if you are focused on, which the merchant pickup for food is something you cannot turn off, in terms of wanting to do it, you have to keep that up. So whatever merchant orders you do get, you do have to get there at the time that they're pretty much saying. So again, to start these tips and tricks, things that you can do, the moment you get an order, accept the order, be on the way to the merchant. Don't take your time. Don't be sluggish. Don't be lazy. Like at this point, I'm just calling it what it is, because a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't have time, this and that. I have 100% on-time rating, pick up from merchant and drop off to customers. Now, granted, everybody's not going to be able to move the same in terms of speed or whatever it is. So all you can do is the best that you can. So this is not foolproof pan for you to have 100%. And it's not to say you have to have 100%. That's a challenge that I met for myself. But again, go ahead, get to the merchant. What happens? Your arrived button, red button light, it turns on about a quarter mile away from the merchant. It lights up. Click that button right then and there. I know you might be on your GPS app or whatever it is, but I need you to switch out from it, of course, as safely as you can or whatever it is. I don't want to say, oh, be on your phone while you're driving. But GPS, if you're a quarter of the way, you generally should know where you're going to be going, or it's telling you in the system or whatever it is over the speakers how to get wherever. So switch to the DoorDash app, and then go ahead and click that arrived button. Like I said, a quarter of a mile out, somewhere around there, it allows you to click it. So DoorDash has allowed the button to light up, which means you can click it. If they really wanted to, they could mark the GPS spot right at the restaurant, right at the merchant, or right at the market center or whatever it is, but they don't. They do it about a quarter of the mile out, so there's no fault. There's nothing wrong with you clicking that button. Click that button, because that can be the difference of 2 to 3 minutes, or you having to sit at a light because you missed it and the restaurant's on the other side of the light. How long is a light? It can be anywhere between 2 and 5 minutes. And what if you were like exactly trying to get there exactly at that time and you got caught up at a light? If you click that arrived button, it'll mark you that you've arrived at the store. You're still waiting at the light, trying to get across and get parked. Like I said, these are tips and tricks that can help you, that I'm pretty sure a lot of people get dinged for. So do that. Click that button, show that you've arrived. You've arrived, no big deal. You're gonna be there within a couple of minutes, but go ahead and click that early. Once you do that, immediately, I go down to the bottom of the order and I click what's happening with this order. 9 times out of 10, my order is still being prepared, because I normally show up early. So I just go ahead and I click order still being prepared, or store is busy, but most of the time I just go in and click order still being prepared. That's letting DoorDash know that, hey, your order hasn't been given to you yet. You'd already arrived to the store. The order hasn't been given to you yet. And then when the time comes, the pickup time that DoorDash has you for actually comes and you don't have the food yet, you're already covered. You don't have to remember to go and do this. Remember to click that order still being prepared, because you had already pre-done it on that note. So once you do that, that kind of stops the time against you at that point until you get handed the order. Once you get handed the order, this is another tip, trick, whatever you want to call it. If the merchant is making you click confirm in front of them, it is what it is. You got to click the confirm. If you can get away with not doing it, fine. If you have to do it, just do it. And then at that point, if you know you have to do it, go ahead and get your butt to the car and go on and get going. Don't get back, making phone calls, putting on makeup. Get in the car and be ready to go, because the time is counting against you, because you already clicked that you've picked up order, and the time starts then. Whatever time they tell you that you need to have it delivered by, that's the time that is going to be that you have to deliver it by. So when you're taking your time from the restaurant to your car, or once you get in your car doing this and that and this and that, it eats away at you. Now, on the flip side, if they don't make you click confirm, grab the order, exit the restaurant, get into your car, get the order secure wherever you're going to sit it, seatbelt on, car started. The moment you go to put the car in drive, then click confirm pickup. Do you imagine that difference of anywhere between 1 to 3 minutes, assuming that you're 1 to 3 minutes away from your car and getting in and getting settled? That's 1 to 3 minutes that you've bought yourself in terms of time to get started, where you're starting at a fresh clock, a fresh timer with whatever it is they give you. Now, they're going to update that time because you've been given the order late or after the time that you were supposed to pick it up. That timer is going to start the moment you click confirm pickup. So at that point, you're already in your car, seatbelts on, and you're ready to go. Versus the other guy, click confirm 3 minutes ago, and he's still trying to make it into his car or whatever, depending on where he had to park. So again, a few more minutes. You gained a few more minutes. You gained a few minutes at the beginning when you clicked arrived at store, and then you gained a few more minutes from clicking picked up order once you're in the car. And then at that point, get your GPS going, go ahead and get to your customer. Obviously, traffic, street driving is just going to be what it is. Some people drive slower, some people drive faster than others. So that's just going to be something that you personally are going to have to deal with in terms of things. You can't control lights and stuff like that. So it's just something that we all have to deal with. I just say, generally speaking, when you're out about walking and this and that, just be the absolute fastest that you can be. I mean, there may be a lot of seniors, a lot of people with handicaps out there. And just people that just generally can't move that fast like that. Is just kind of what that is, and it's unfortunate. But the people that can and are just being lazy, maybe you can help yourself out by just putting your best foot forward and being a little bit faster. I don't mean to come off like a jerk or anything like that. I'm just kind of calling it for how I hear and how I see it. Like, if I'm able to do it, then I know there's a lot of other people that are out there able to do it. But a lot of people wake up with such bad and negative energy that they sign in already with bad and negative energy. So then they're just lollygagging to pick up orders and just wasting time, and then wonder why they don't make X amount of money by the end of their shift or the end of their day. You cannot get another order until you drop that order off. The quicker you get that order, after you accept it, the quicker you get that order picked up and dropped off. If you can't get a batch order with that order, the faster you'll get the next order. But if you're just taking your sweet time and you wonder why you're only making X amount of money, it's like, why even sign in and have this negative attitude or this bad negative work ethic thing going on? Because you're already starting your shift on a negative note. So how is it supposed to get positive? To be able to make the money you want to make. You're in control of the money you want to make. So, like I said, at that point, go on and get that order delivered. If you know the address. This is all details that I pay attention to while I'm sitting there waiting on the order to be handed to me. Is this an apartment complex? Is it a business possibly, or whatever it is? I've went out of my way to actually type in, while I'm sitting there waiting to confirm the pickup, I've typed in the address in my Google just to see where it's at. So I kind of have an idea where I need to go. Is this a residential area? Is it an apartment complex? Is it a business complex? How is the parking like? These are things that I do while I'm just sitting there waiting anyways. Obviously, if it's just a standard address, more than likely it's just a house. You're not gonna have to worry about anything like that. But when it comes to apartments, stuff like that, again, already be ready. Another tip. If you notice that it's an apartment complex while you're sitting there waiting on the order to be given to you from the merchant, you see it's an apartment complex. I personally send out text messages. For those that do not know, I send out text messages to say, hey, my name is such and such. I'm on my way to pick up your order. This is something that I've sent when I accepted the order, but something that I missed telling you. But this is a text message that I pre-written that I just copy and paste to every customer. No matter whether it's a house, apartment, business, it doesn't matter. It's just a standard text message, but it says, hey, my name is such and such. I'm currently on my way to pick up your order. If you have any gate codes or anything that will hold me up from delivering your order on time, can you please share that with me so that I can get your order delivered as fast as possible? That helps them out because that gets them their food as fast as possible and as warm as possible or hot. And then for you as a driver, it already gives them heads up that, hey, if they got gate codes and this and that, they're already ready to give that to me right then and there. Not all the time they even respond back, and I still get to an apartment and still got to call them or text them again. So sometimes it just sucks because that doesn't even help when I send the text message out. But I'll let them know. And also in that text message, I'll tell them, please disregard this message if you've already left notes in the order. Because sometimes in the notes, they'll say the gate code or whatever it is. By telling them to disregard the text message in full, it's allowing them to just write the text message off, because it's letting them know that you clearly haven't seen their notes yet because you haven't confirmed the pickup of the order yet. So that's why I tell them, please disregard this text message if you've already left notes on how to drop off this order in terms of gate codes and such. So they reply back with gate codes, I'm ready to go. So I already have this stuff before I even get to the apartment complex. Then I don't have to worry. When you have to wait, you have to wait. There's nothing we can do about that part. And that just kind of narrows it down for you at least. I mean, you got some that'll at least reply back to you and let you know what the gate codes are, any special instructions to get onto their property. So that's pretty much everything that I would say when it comes to this. Like I said, get it dropped off, get your picture taken, confirm that order. Don't sit and lollygag and wait to confirm, because you can have an order that gets shot off to another driver that could have got shot off to you because you hadn't clicked confirm drop off yet, or because you're taking your time taking pictures and getting back to your car and this and that. So the faster you are just in general, the better off you'll be, where the more orders you will get. And if you're out here and you don't want to get orders, or I don't even know why you're signed in or even signed up to do DoorDash if that's the case. If you're like forced to be out here and you don't really want to be out here, it's like, why work for DoorDash? Why do any of this type of work if you just really don't want to be out here? And we all out here trying to make some extra money or money for our bills or whatever it is, but you got to put your best foot forward. You got to come with a good, positive work ethic. And like I said, this here was tips and tricks, how to get you to a better on-time rating before we roll into this program. I'm warning you, I'm telling you guys, you'll appreciate this when that time comes. You should appreciate it now, just trying to get your ratings up now. At the end of the day, DoorDash's ratings all the way through help you out. It tells them who their top drivers are and who their low drivers are. You think I'd make the amount of money that I make if my ratings were in the crapper? No, because they see in a system that, hey, Corey's not decent enough quickness wise or on time wise. He's late to the merchant. He's late to the customer. His customer service is bad, or the stars that he's getting is maybe not the best. His acceptance rating, he's accepting 5 out of 10. And that whole thing, like, I don't even want to get into it because it's just too many different markets, too many different variables when it comes to that. Again, that's just kind of what it is. It's unfortunate, or on you. If you don't move around and try to figure out the next market that you can drive in to make more money, that's just kind of on you come that whole acceptance rating thing. So I'll leave that to you to deal with. But you got to look at all these ratings and the way DoorDash judges you in the sense when it comes to this stuff. Again, you own DoorDash, I own DoorDash. You really got to think about it. If you have drivers that you've hired onto your company, you'd want to know who your best drivers are and who your crappy drivers are. And then how would you pay these people? You telling me you'd pay the same amount of money or send out the same top orders to your top drivers and send them to the low rating crappy drivers? This is just for all the people that say ratings don't matter. Because I wouldn't make the amount of money I made if I found myself in the silver or gold tier. I've already tested it out time after time, and it's crappy. To where it's enough to keep me in the platinum tier. I get the shortest trips with the highest payouts. And even a longer trip, it's even higher payout. And that's how I'm able to make, call it at this point, $1,200 in 40-something hours. And I can drive up to 72 hours as a limit. So imagine that. I'm going to be creeping on $2,000, like, as I'm testing this out. Because people want an update from a couple of years ago when I did this video to determine how much I can make in a whole week's time. And that's only in 40-something hours. I'm already making $1,200. I got almost 30 hours that I can still continue to drive in that week. So $2,000 is not hard to achieve. I mean, on my end. I'm not saying everybody can make that or do that. But then again, like I said, I'm the one out here. I'm the one getting my ratings as high as they can. When I say as high as they can, hundreds all the way down. 5-star ratings for customers. At that point, DoorDash better be sending me the best offers. And I even consider a best offer when it's a half a mile away and it's $4. To me, that's a platinum offer. You gotta stop looking at it that, oh, I need a $20 offer for it to be considered a platinum offer. No, that $4 offer for a half a mile is a platinum offer. It's just a really short trip, but that's $4 I made in a half a mile. You got people out there getting orders for $2.25 and they gotta go 5 miles. Those are truly upside down offers. So for a half a mile to make $4, some people dream of making $2 or $3 for 1 mile. So to get a half a mile for $4, that is a platinum offer. It's a low paying one, but it's a platinum offer. Or it's high paying, I mean, in the sense for the miles, but I'm just saying low in the amount that you're making compared to my $20 and $30 and $40 orders that I do get. At the end of the day, I average all my orders out. I don't do them one at a time, but I won't get into that. I don't want this video to be drawn out too much longer. Like I said, this was more about your on-time rating to the merchant and on-time to the customer because it's rated on both sides. They count it getting to the merchant and they also count it getting to the customer. So it's two ways. It's two ways. One or the other can screw you. If you're super late to the restaurant, you're probably going to be late to the customer. Just because you picked up late there, then they're already going to have you timed that you should have already been on your way to the customer or dropped off by that time. So you gotta pick up the pace and get it going or whatever it is. I mean, at that point. So I will leave you guys at that. Again, this program is coming. It's going to hit. And it's best for you to work on your ratings now so you can find out where you're going to be to maintain once you get into the new program. All you got to do is maintain it if you're at a high point. If you're going to continue to be at a low point, then you're going to be at a low point in the new system and then you're just going to get more mad and more pissed off. So because this happened last time, I just want to remind you guys now, work on it now. So when you fall into the next program, you're already going to have the benefit of not having to worry about the rolling amount of deliveries. At least do yourself that justice and get your ratings to a point to where you're actually making money and not out here struggling, trying to get a few dollars here and there. It's your boy C-Moto. You guys know what it is. Comments down below. You agree, disagree, whatever. I'll go back and forth with you on it till it makes sense. And I'm not perfect. I'm not saying everything I say is true and correct, but I think I've got myself in a really good position in terms of the amount of money that I make and how I do things. I'm not perfect though, but to myself, I aim at perfection. And then that's where a little of the hate comes into place. So I can't help that I do what I do and a person doesn't do what they do. But again, C-Moto, you know what it is. Till next time. Peace out.